The world is moving fast. I want to present you some breaking news about 3 heavyweights in their category: JP Morgan case, Stripe, and Meta. Let's jump right into JP Morgan case. JP Morgan case is the largest bank in the USA. And as seen in various newspaper articles, they settled the first tokenized treasury transaction on a public blockchain. They have used 2 other companies, Chainlink and Ondo Finance, to realize that. But what they basically did, they settled the transaction of tokenized US Treasury bonds on a public blockchain. And the CEO of Ondo Finance said the debut transaction isn't just a major milestone. It's a statement about the future of finance. And he is right. That is the first transaction on this public blockchain. And on the right side, the CEO of Chainlink, this move signifies a shift from experimentation to implementation of public blockchain infrastructure by major banks. And in specific, the largest bank in the US. Let's continue with Stripe. Stripe is the largest payment processor in the world. Last year, 2024, they transacted $1.4 trillion US. Whenever you buy something online, whether it's Amazon, Google, or more or less any online shop in the world, they are all using the Stripe payment processing integration. So a massive heavyweight. And in February this year, they just bought the company Bridge. And Bridge is basically the equivalent to Stripe, just in crypto. To transact, to store crypto, and do all the payments. They bought the company and they want to implement it because they see the mass adoption in the market. And Bridge, now is Stripe company, on the 30th of April partnered with Visa for a super interesting program. Where basically, for example, you have your crypto coins and you travel to another country. You go in a supermarket and you buy something. At this transaction, you pay with crypto, but the supermarket gets paid in their local currency. And this transaction, the payment of the local currency of the supermarket and the deduction of your crypto, this is now done by Bridge. And it can be done with any merchant, any supermarket, any shop where you can pay with Visa. This is mass adoption, what I'm talking about, what I explained in my other video. Just now on the 30th of April, they were implementing that and they are starting now in South America, but they are rolling it out around the world. This is the mass adoption I'm talking about. And now Meta, what I also explained in my other video, we are listening now to a short clip of an interview of the CEO of Meta with the president of Stripe about potential collaboration in this regard, especially with Bridge.
Good news is you have reincarnated the idea with Bridge into something that is going to do much better because now there's actually a company that is fully focused on this that's going to absolutely nail the opportunity globally.
We are seeing a lot of stablecoin growth as we showed the chart.
But it seems sort of self-evident that like being able to pay and send money to people should be a core part of this. And so how that works, whether it's a stablecoin or fiat or whatever, is perhaps less important, except that our messaging systems are inherently global. And as you know, sending money to people across lines, country lines, is like surprisingly, crazily difficult, right? So we're like, okay, like we're not a financial services company, but it just seems like this thing is so broken that like someone needs to build a stablecoin, and the thing that needs to exist is basically it needs to have a certain amount of scale in order to become a standard. And you know, our take on that was like, all right, maybe we can do that because you know Meta is a kind of large enough company to kind of build this in a standard, and like WhatsApp is a large enough app that maybe if you get people transacting in that becomes a standard. And I think you guys are probably the much better company to do this, I think, than we would have been, and I'm glad it's happening.
Well, hopefully there's some collabs in future. We're very intrigued where I think part of our enthusiasm has been born out of all our work on this over the past 15 years. And again, this idea of borderless financial services, like you're saying, when you start working on messaging and then you try to put in any kind of payment or financial services, those quickly seem apparent. And so we're very excited about that, and the adoption shows it.
So let me summarize this again. The CEO of the biggest social media company and the president of the biggest payment processor company in the world sit together speaking about collaboration. It will not take long, and we will be able to pay over our social media accounts with crypto. Whoever is interested to learn more about that, I show now the other video where explaining this more in detail. It is exciting and we are moving fast. Thank you very much for your time. See you in the next video.